You are overly available, too easy to read, and too focused on pleasing others. When you enter a room, your posture and gestures quietly ask for approval. You smile without reason. You agree even when you don't. You rush to fill silence with unnecessary words because quiet moments make you uncomfortable. And others notice this. Human beings are naturally opportunistic. They do not need to be cruel to recognize vulnerability. They only need to be human. When people sense that you depend on their approval, respect begins to fade instinctively. They assign you a role. The agreeable one. The harmless one. The dependable one. And once placed there, you stop being taken seriously. Harmless men are rarely valued. But there is another form of presence. One that does not seek attention, yet naturally draws it. A confidence so firm and grounded that it unsettles people, not through aggression, but through unfamiliarity. This is the confidence of someone who does not rely on group approval because he has built internal authority. Machiavelli understood this principle. He shared it quietly with rulers behind closed doors in Renaissance courts. He knew that leadership does not depend on being liked. Affection is unstable and voluntary. But respect rooted in awe creates boundaries few challenge. This is not a discussion about motivation or positive thinking. This is an examination of your current behavior, removing habits that weaken your authority and replacing them with disciplined control. The goal is psychological weight, not intimidation through force. Understand this clearly. Once you adopt this mindset, you will not be perceived the same way again. People will respond differently. Casual familiarity will fade, replaced by distance and measured respect. If remaining unnoticed feels safer, this is where you should stop. But if you want to direct outcomes rather than react to them, continue listening. Here is the central issue. You are not weak because you lack ability. You feel weak because your authority is leaking. Every day, power slips away through repeated behaviors. Stop that loss and pressure builds. When pressure builds, presence follows. We begin with the first rule. Remove the nice persona. You were taught early that kindness guarantees safety. That politeness brings reward. That following rules protects you. Look honestly at your results. Is that approach working? Or are those who ignore the rules advancing faster? Machiavelli wrote that someone who commits to goodness in all situations will fail among those who do not. In simple terms, playing by moral comfort rules in a power-driven environment leads to loss. Niceness is not strength. It is a defensive posture. It signals submission before any conflict exists. True authority starts when niceness is replaced with civility. These are not the same. Civility is deliberate. It is a standard you uphold through discipline. Niceness is automatic. It is a reflex meant to avoid friction. The composed individual is civil. He is polite, measured, and controlled. But his behavior is not a request for approval. It reflects internal structure. If boundaries are crossed, civility does not turn into anger. It turns into emotional distance. When you stop chasing acceptance, unpredictability emerges. And unpredictability creates psychological influence. Consider two leaders. One constantly raises his voice. He is loud but transparent. You know his limits. Now consider the leader who stays silent, speaks carefully, and holds eye contact without expression. His calm creates uncertainty. That uncertainty carries weight. To develop this, you must stop smiling automatically. For 1 week, observe how often you smile without genuine reason. How often you laugh to maintain comfort. These are submission cues. They signal non-threat. Remove them. Allow your face to remain neutral. Let your gaze rest without reassurance. At first, others will feel uneasy. They will ask if something is wrong. That discomfort signals a shift. They can no longer read you. You have become controlled rather than reactive. The second rule is the discipline of silence. Many people fear quiet moments. Watch insecure conversations. People interrupt, overlap, and rush to speak. Silence feels like evaluation. The strategic mind uses silence deliberately. Silence creates pressure. Humans instinctively try to fill it. When you remain quiet, others often reveal information, over-explain, or adjust their position to reduce tension. To apply this, pause before responding. 1 second. 2, 3. Maintain eye contact, then answer. In those seconds, uncertainty grows. Their thoughts race. Did I say something wrong? That pause gives you leverage. Is the question foolish? What is he thinking? Before you even speak, you have unsettled their certainty. When you do speak, slow down. Rapid speech signals anxiety. It shows fear of interruption or a lack of confidence in your own time. Speaking slowly communicates that you expect to be heard, that you are fully present, and that you fear no one. Imagine a king issuing a decree. Does he rush? Does he stumble? No. He speaks as though the world waits for his every word. If someone interrupts you, do not raise your voice. Do not react angrily. Simply pause. Stop speaking entirely. Maintain eye contact. Let the silence linger. Allow them to feel the weight of their interruption. Often, they will stumble, apologize, or fall silent. Then continue exactly where you left off, at the same volume. You did not fight for the floor. You simply demonstrated ownership of it. The third law: starve the golden calf. The golden calf represents external validation, the approval you seek from likes, compliments, or needless explanations. Terrifying confidence cannot coexist with an addiction to approval. If someone can uplift or destroy you with a word, they control you. Your emotions become the strings of a puppet. To become formidable, cut the strings. Reach emotional neutrality. This does not make you a machine. It makes you self-contained. If someone calls you a genius, you recognize your worth. If they call you a fool, your opinion remains unchanged. When you meet someone who does not need your approval, it is unsettling. Society expects social exchange. Validate me, I validate you. Opting out disrupts this system. People will try to impress or provoke you. Machiavelli observed that those who seek to deceive or provoke will always find someone willing to react. Do not react. Defense signals harm. Explanation signals authority over you. Instead, respond with calm detachment. If called arrogant, the insecure argue. The dangerous man either deflects or continues undisturbed. Refusing to defend yourself renders their attack ineffective. For a narcissist or bully, the most unsettling person is one who is indifferent, bored, and unshaken. The fourth law: posture of the apex. Mind influences body, but body influences mind. You cannot feel dominant if you shrink, curl, or hunch. Check your posture. Are your legs crossed tightly? Shoulders rounded? Head lowered? Expand. Machiavellian posture is open, exposing your chest and core. Socially, this signals fearlessness. Take space. Place an arm on an empty chair. Spread your stance. Stand grounded, balanced. The eyes are critical. Most people scan nervously like prey. Lions focus. Train your gaze to move deliberately. Lock on to what you observe, then shift smoothly. Walk with a fixed line. Avoid the social dance in hallways. Purposeful movement creates momentum. People instinctively yield. It is not arrogance. It is vector. You have direction, they do not. You dominate space. The fifth law: withdrawal of supply. Attention is currency. If you give it freely, replying instantly, saying yes to everything, overstaying your welcome, your value diminishes. Machiavelli advised being present but distant. Scarcity increases perceived worth. Master the art of exit. Walk away while still desired. Hang up first. Leave interactions incomplete. Mystery creates attraction and influence. Do not over-explain your absence. Simply, I have to go. No justification needed. The weak man shares mundane details. The powerful man vanishes into purpose. Apply this principle to emotional exposure as well. Do not unload your trauma or vulnerabilities to casual acquaintances. Keep your intentions and feelings close to the chest. In a world of oversharing, the one who retains secrets holds control. The sixth law: competence is the only real source of confidence. Everything covered so far, posture, silence, distance, these are tools. But tools without substance become manipulation, and manipulation eventually fails. Real confidence, the kind that commands respect, must be built on capability. And by dangerous, I do not mean violent, though physical fitness helps. I mean effective. You must be skilled. You must know what you are doing. Machiavelli did not advise princes to merely appear powerful. He urged them to study warfare, history, and terrain. If you lack competence, silence is not mysterious, it is confusing. Intense eye contact is not commanding, it becomes unsettling. You need evidence. Your mind knows the truth. You can repeat affirmations endlessly, but if you have achieved nothing, your mind will quietly reject them. Confidence grows from proof. It grows from effort, discipline, and keeping commitments to yourself. When you know you can solve problems, panic disappears. A surgeon does not panic when complications arise. He works. Calm comes from mastery. If you want authority, become exceptional at something. It may be your profession. It may be your ability to listen, analyze, or decide. When you speak, your words must carry weight. Machiavelli warned that a ruler who depends entirely on others for guidance is easily replaced. You must develop independent thought. Read widely. Question assumptions. Examine your biases. When high competence is combined with restraint, you become solid. People sense that when you speak, it matters. In moments of crisis, they turn toward you. That is dominance. Not volume, but reliability. Not noise, but certainty. The seventh law. Accept the role of the villain. This is where most people stop. You fear being seen as selfish. You worry that boundaries will earn you criticism. You hesitate because success invites judgment. Accept it. If you want control over your life, you must accept that in someone else's narrative, you will be the antagonist. It is unavoidable. If you focus on your work, some friends will feel neglected. If you manage your finances, others will feel restricted. If you defend your self-respect, those who benefited from your compliance will object. Machiavelli wrote that a ruler must understand how to act against virtue when circumstances demand it. This is not an endorsement of cruelty. It is a recognition that being respected sometimes requires being disliked. The composed man does not argue with those who drain him. He removes them. When you stop fearing labels like selfish or arrogant, freedom follows. Can you help me this weekend? No. That seems selfish. If that is your view, so be it. The discussion ends. Your time and energy are not public property. Your responsibility is to create conditions where your potential can grow. If protecting your peace makes you undesirable to chaotic people, accept it. The moment you stop trying to be the hero in everyone else's story is the moment you gain authorship of your own. So how does this begin in practice? Not all at once. You change the structure of your interactions. Tomorrow, walk more slowly. Tomorrow, pause 3 seconds before answering. Tomorrow, do not smile unless you genuinely feel it. Tomorrow, stop apologizing for occupying space. Resistance will arise. The internal voice that has managed your compliance for years will protest. Let it. Do not correct it. Let it fade. At first, the atmosphere around you will feel colder. Then it will change. People will stop offering casual approval and start offering attention. Familiar jokes will fade. Respect will take their place. The discomfort you create is not fear of harm. It is discomfort with certainty. It is the unease people feel when they encounter someone fully self-directed. Most people are divided, shaped by expectations, fears, and past experiences. When they encounter someone internally aligned, it unsettles them. It reflects what they have not claimed. That is the power of standing apart. You are not meant to blend in. You are meant to be fixed, stable, unmoved while others drift. Machiavelli did not write for crowds. He wrote for those willing to carry authority. Are you one of them? Confidence is not an emotion. It is a tool. Use it to end submission. Use it to defend your territory. Become someone you can respect. If this challenged your thinking, understand this is only what can be shared openly. Some material cannot be discussed publicly without consequence. Certain insights exist beyond what platforms allow. Those are reserved elsewhere. Subscribe if you have not. And for those who want deeper access, the join option exists. Most will stop here. That is intentional.